Hi, I'm Samantha, and this is my pallet revision for SBio 4224. The pallet I measured was from Home Depot. It's a wing stringer pallet. The pallet measurements are 43 by 48. There were two top outside decks, which were 5.5 by 48. There were four middle top decks, which were 3.5 by 48. There were four bottom decks, which were also 3.5 by 48. And the deckboard thicknesses were 0.5 inches. There were four stringers, 43 by 1.5 inches. For the outside stringers, their thickness was 1.5 inches, and for the middle inside stringers, their thickness was 1.25 inches, and the wings were 2.5 inches. The unit load for the pallet was landscaping bricks, which had an underhang and a load stabilizer, which was stretch wrap. The pattern for the unit load was interlocking, and it weighed 1,789 pounds. The problem with the pallet I just went over was it wasn't safe enough to hold the amount that the bricks were. As you can see in the specifications, the only thing that I really had to change was the thickness of the top and bottom deck boards. I changed it from 1/2 inch to 0.625 inches. This is the analysis of the pallet I revised, and you can see that the safe load is enough to hold the unit load, which was 1,750, and the safe load for this pallet is 1,789. These are just some of the 2D drawings from Best Pallet. You can see the front view of the pallet and the dimensions and the spacing and the width, the thickness of the stringers. And you can also see the top view and the bottom view. Here are some 3D drawings just to give a better visualization of the palette I created. And to recap, the thickness of the deck boards was the only adjustment I really needed to change, which was really easy and simple. And that's all I have for my presentation today, so thank you for listening.